Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today is February 10th of 2020, and today I'm going to go through and show you the scanning of several items that I brought home that I am listing in this batch. But I need to tell you kind of a little bit of a backstory. This morning, I thought this video was going to be half vlog, half scanning, and filmed about 20-25 minutes this morning, and something happened to that file. I don't know, the audio part of it is not being recognized. It's corrupt or something. I'm pretty sure it's corrupt, but I don't know enough on the technical side to see if there's any way that I could fix it. So it's late at night, and I thought, well, you know what, just screw it. Instead of getting rid of all the second half of me scanning and showing everything to you, I will just reshoot the first part, try to remember a couple of things that I said this morning, and go over the parts that are going to be scanned. So that's what you see. You see my notes here on the paper that I had typed out for the video. And we'll just start up here with what it was. I was going through some of my eBay sales first this morning, and I have had my friend come over last week and help me get things photographed, listed, and up for sale on my eBay store. And I have boxes and boxes of things left over from the holiday and previous just Q4 items that had kind of piled up. So she's been helping with that. And eBay is one of those things that the more you list and the more active you are on eBay, the more traffic your store will get. And so it equated to 5 sales today, going out Monday, which was great. And I want to go through some of them here because a bunch of them were Amazon things, and then, well, there's only 5, so not really a bunch. But I had $93 in sales, so I thought that was pretty good. And these are all things that would have been either donation or garage sale items had I not put them up on my eBay store. So the first up is these scent packs, and these are from Better Home. I had gotten them for Amazon. They didn't sell or weren't selling. They weren't moving, and so I just recalled them, and I thought, I'd group them up. There's only 6 of them. I think I paid maybe a quarter a piece, maybe 50 cents a piece. And so I'd group up the 6 of them and put them up on eBay. The other option, I was really thinking of just donating these. Now, these have been up for, less than 3 days. They sold for $24.99. It cost like $3.50 to ship them. They were really, didn't weigh much. I think 8 ounces or something. So that was a good way to turn an Amazon not so good buy into a good buy. Now, scent packs can do well over on Amazon. I have seen some that do okay, but scent packs and candles, you really got to look at them, and I know more. I guess the end of the day, I know more, and I'm more experienced with selling scents and stuff. So the next item was an egg keeper, and these were a pickup Rubbermaid double egg keeper in the fall from Walmart for $1, and that was a brick seek fine. I wound up selling tons of them. I did the red ones. I did a 2-pack with those, and then they had a teal one. They flew off the shelves. Now, I did wind up with a couple returned from customers, and instead of sending it back into Amazon, I just threw them up on eBay, and they sold like hotcakes on eBay as well. So I got this for $1. Again, it cost me about $4 in shipping, so I made a couple bucks. Nothing to write home about, but it's out of my garage. Next up was a bra that got returned from I think it was a return, but I couldn't put it up on Amazon, so I just took some pictures, I had my friend take some pictures, and it sold over the weekend for $25. And this couldn't go to Amazon because it was a donated item. I tell people, if they want to help my business out, that's great. I'm not asking them to buy anything. But if they ever do come across a good deal, just shoot me a text. If you see something going on 90% off or a store closing, I'd love to hear about that. And the other thing I say is if you have anything that you're, sending off to the Goodwill or whatnot, I'll take it there for you if I can pick out anything that I can sell. So I have a lot of opportunities there. And this is one of those free items sold for $25. So that's really good if you can get something for nothing and sell it for $25. So if you are just starting Amazon or eBay, that's a good way to get some merchandise to get your store started and go through that process. Softball pants were a return from Amazon. I flipped them really quick for $12. I'm not making anything. I'm getting my capital back about it on that. I think I paid $3, $4 for the softball pants. Probably cost $3 to ship, so maybe a little bit of profit. But if you factor in shipping them to Amazon, getting them returned from Amazon, and then getting them relisted and having my friend help out, probably pretty break even. Mouse pad. This is an interesting one. I do go to a couple of conventions and whatnot that are IT in nature. My husband's in IT. My son's very interested in IT. We come from a gaming family. We've gone to PAX many a times. And this was a free mouse pad from one of those. So just a free mouse pad. I didn't need it because I have several mouse pads laying around and it wasn't really anything I was interested in. So I put it up on eBay. Sold for $20. So in total, I did $93 on eBay this weekend. Now, for today's scanning, that's what all the rest of this is about. I went to several stores over the weekend, and I went to a Ross last Thursday where I got to have coffee with my friend Lacey. Super fun. Now, at that Ross, I don't remember how much I spent, but my total that I bought about $1,000 between all of the stores. Now, Saturday, I did do a video on that. I went to Kohl's in Burlington, and then yesterday, I had my son who needed some highway hours, so it was the first time I was driving with my son out on the highway. I'm still alive, so I'm pretty happy about that. There was a couple of moments I was a little worried, but he took me all the way out to a very far away, in a far off galaxy, to a Kohl's and then a Ross. Well, we popped into Ross because it was right next door. I didn't find much there. I think I got 3 items at the Ross, and then to a Burlington that was pretty far out. And I was pretty excited because it was a Burlington I'd never been to. And so that makes a total of 6 different stores. So 6 different stores over 3 different days or 3 different trips, 85 total SKUs, 114 items. The average sales rank, 122,163. The sales value, if everything sold for list price, and I do usually just match the buy box when I'm out there listing. Every once in a while there's an exception to that, but for the most part I match the buy box. So if I match the buy box and everything sold for what I was looking at, I would have 3,470 in sales. The buy cost was just over 1,000, and the net profit is 1,354. Now, I do know after running numbers and looking at things, like, I'm getting better at sourcing. You're always getting better. You're improving. You're learning to read the keepagraphs better, and you're just learning where to find things and spend your time wiser and package more efficiently and all of that. But I do know that once everything goes into my repricer, this $1,300 in net profit probably will go down. Now, I could go and look at the numbers and crunch some things and get some averages and whatnot, but I do know it's going to go down a little bit. And by a little bit, I'm going to say within 10 to 30% is where I try to keep things for at least the first couple of months. And as my inventory ages, the more lenient I am with my minimum pricing, right? Okay, so I wanted to give a breakdown of the brands that I was after and where I do the best and where I got the most. The first one was Grey's Anatomy, which is Barco, but I was just doing a quick word search, but these are pretty much the same. So 23 Grey's Anatomy, Barco, and I actually have one sitting right here because I'm in my area where I'm going to put all these together tomorrow. And this is kind of my favorite. So Grey's Anatomy by Barco, activewear. You'll see the numbers in the scanning part in a little bit here. Absolute favorite for Burlington Coat Factory, just in terms of what I'm having luck with. And I don't know if it's luck, but what I'm out there sourcing for, I'll have really good luck with a particular item for a while, and then I don't know if it's other sellers out there are kind of doing the same thing or whatnot, but I'll have really good luck. We'll just say Hot Wheels. I was having good luck with Hot Wheels for a while, and now every time I'm scanning Hot Wheels, I'm not having as much luck with it. So right now my luck is kind of with clothing and Grey's Anatomy. And, I'll just say luck, but if you only go out and scan clothes, you're going to have a majority of your items be clothes. If I went out and spent a majority of my time in the toy aisle, I probably would have inventory that looked more like toys. But I do like clothes because clothes tend to be year-round. They're not dependent on seasons and Q4. Okay, sorry. I'm a little talky talk today in general. The next one, so 23 of those, Grey's Anatomy, 7 Bollies, 3 Nikes, 21 Lees, and you'll see some of those Lee pants. I really like the Lees. When I'm scanning, I wish I could show you how many items I scan, but Scoutify doesn't keep track of that. But I swear, for every 10 Lee pants I scan, maybe 2 or 3 will actually come up. And out of those 2 or 3, it's debatable whether it will be a good buy or not. Levi, and I'm not talking regular Levi's, I'm talking signature Levi's, and I show you that in the later filming too. Got 5 of those. So signature Levi's are a different brand than regular Levi's. Under Armour, I got 6 of those. And then Kohl, this is actually all the same item. It's one shirt. They had 21 of them there. Not sure why, but I did double check the rank and the sell-through on them. If you are ever going to go in deep, and deep can have many, many different meanings. Am I right, ladies? But if you're ever going to go in deep with things, check the Keep a Graph and see if the sell-through is going to be good. So I went to the graphs on this Kohl shirt, and this is a scrub top, is Kohl. And gosh, it looked like at least 15 were selling a month. So, you know, picking up 21, I was comfortable with doing that. If I saw that only about 3 were selling a month, or maybe 1 a month, I wouldn't be comfortable with that, because then that would mean I'd have, 2 years of inventory if only 1 was selling a month. So not necessarily as good of a buy. But even with that, if you do say you're in a situation where you've already bought 20, 30, 50 of something, and you need to get it clearanced out or whatnot, there's several ways you can do that. For one, I have some sales going on right now, trying to get some things pushed out before the long-term storage. There's an outlet deal now for after the 15th if you want to outlet deal it. I am doing a test run with Go Gambit. I have a small order of 20 of something going to Go Gambit to try my hand at liquidation to see if it works or not. What else? You can take down your price a little bit. Sometimes that will get it moving a little bit more. You can create an advertising campaign or increase the amount of campaigning you're doing for something. You can check the keywords and make sure keywords are good. There's a lot of things if something's not moving to see if it will get moving. All right, so that is all of the stuff for this order. Let's see if we go over here to this one. So total, out of the 5 stores, these are all the numbers, and I'm hoping to get about $1,300 worth of net profit. And I did a wholesale order this morning for another $300 worth of items that I'm having really good luck with. So mixing it up, getting everything done, or at least trying to. You know, you have good days, you have bad days. What else? Oh, I wanted to touch really quick. This was kind of an important one. I wish I was facing you guys, but I just got out of the shower. I'm in my pajamas, so not going to go on film. But I posted that I got ungated this weekend for French toast. Now, French toast, you will find it at several stores, and they do school uniforms. Now, somebody asked on the Instagram post, is this a red flag for IP claims? And yes, it is a flag. Does it mean... Sorry. Okay, let me start over. If the company is the only seller of that item, is that a red flag? And the answer is yes, it's a flag. Would I necessarily not buy that item? It kind of depends. And there's a few ways you can check to see if that company is IP happy or not. And let's see here. The 3 ways that I know of is, one, if you look at the keeper graphs and you see a huge number of sellers drop off real quick, that might mean that the company has sent out an IP notice to get them off of the listings. Another way to check is there is a database you can search for the company name, and I'm going to leave that in the comments down below. If you're interested, I would bookmark it. I'm going to bookmark it for sure. And then the third way, which is usually my go-to when I'm out scanning in a store, is to just open up Google and type in French toast IP claims and see, and maybe I would type in French toast school clothes or something like that, because French toast, There's a lot of things that could be called French toast that are not going to come up as school uniforms. But type in the company name and IP claims. So you can do one of those three things, or maybe all three of them, to see if it's a good brand to get in on or not. Now, just because I'm ungated with something, yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm going to actually sell it. It just means that I'm getting ungated for it. And when I'm out in the stores, anything that I could get ungated for, I go ahead and try while I'm out there. And even if I don't get it, it then goes into my applications and then I can reapply later. Now, there is some talk on some forums that says that, you don't want to go through your applications. That way, if you are trying to get ungated with an invoice, you'll want to go and create a case with Seller Central, ask them to close the application and then reapply, and you'll have a better chance of getting ungated. I don't know if that's true. I've heard some people say it works better. I've heard some people say it doesn't really matter. But if you are stuck trying to get ungated with something, go ahead and try closing out the application altogether and then reapplying with your invoices, or just reapplying in general, and maybe it will help you. I don't know. All right, so now we're going to move on to the rest of my video, because what I did was I shot the first part and then went into scanning, and what we're doing is we're scanning a whole bunch of items that are going into this order right here. All right. It has been a hot minute since I filmed my little intro part to this video. In the meantime, I have gotten everything lined up to scan for you guys. Everything else is in the other room, ready to be listed and then packed up and shipped. All of those items only got shipped to 2 locations. If you are having trouble with lots and lots of shipments being made to all over the place and it's ridiculous, try switching to more private batches in Inventory Lab. I find that you get significantly less amount of places that you will be sending to versus a live batch, or using Amazon Straight, because Amazon Straight is going to be live and it's going to send you to a lot of places as well. So if that's an issue in your life, try going to more private batches. Okay, so we only have 2 shipment centers. What else? Everything is cleaned. I cleaned the table down. Everything is either on a table or in a bag, and I only use my bags for Amazon items. I don't, go to the beach one day and then decide to pack nice clean clothes in it the next day. So anyhow, everything is sorted out for that. Want to go through my Amazon returns real quick. I'm going to try and incorporate those more into my videos. These 2 items came back. I love Fred. These wine lines I got at Office Depot. Sold a lot of them. They were on clearance for $1.25 or 75 cents, something ridiculously cheap. It was good. And sold a bunch of them. Not sure why this one came back. It's in the original packaging, so if there's nothing wrong with them, I can send them right back. Same with this dog leash. It warrants a few minutes of investigation before you just send it back. You want to make sure that, the customer didn't say it was the wrong product, or there's a problem with the listing or anything like that. Any big red flags. And then for my hierarchy on anything I sell is I try to go Amazon if I can't, then eBay. And then if it's not good enough for eBay, then garage sale. If it's not good enough for garage sale, then donation. And if it's not good enough for donation, then trash. I really have only thrown one thing away, and that was the holy smelly pants somebody returned me. I'm not going to donate pants with holes in them and that stink like an ashtray to anybody. They went straight to the trash. The other thing I am trying out, and I did my first order, was I sent one chunk of items, I think it was 22.25, that I wanted to test it out with, to Go Gambit to see if the liquidation works for me. And that's something you can try out. You can ship directly from Amazon to Go Gambit. They liquidate your item. If they don't sell it via liquidation, it goes into donation. So you do need to be aware of that. And I'll see if it's an avenue. And then I won't have to get things like this. I'll go straight to that. But then this is the last thing I wanted to show you. These rain boots by Carter's I got at Marshall's. I believe, if I remember right, they went to Amazon, they went to a customer, they got returned to Amazon, and then they are damaged, so they get returned back to me. I'm trying to think of how to not get the box crushed. When they were shipped back to me, they were shipped in a poly bag. So if Amazon is just taking boxes like this and shipping them in a poly bag, maybe I want to come up with a better way besides just a thick rubber band to send them in. But I don't know. I'm not going to box a box of shoes. That's not profitable and time efficient. But if anybody has any good suggestions, let me know. I mean, if there is great shoe boxes that I could stick this in to then ship in, I'll contemplate it. I got to price it out and stuff, but this is ridiculous. Anyhow, those will now go on eBay. Let's get scanning. I've got this whole pile, and I've got a couple of weird odds and ends to show you that weren't my pile of pants. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to Inventory Lab, which is through Scoutify, and we're going to scan live here. All right, so this is Inventory Lab's Scoutify. I run this for most of my clothes. If it doesn't come up and it's a brand that I know that won't come up very good, which I have just recently started noticing, then I will try scanning it with the Amazon Seller app. And I will show you an example of that. I believe it's my last example. Okay, so this is a Spanx, Red Hot Spanx by Red Hot Spanx by Red Hot Spanx. And it was $31 with my discounts and stuff. I paid about $26. So, you know, in your head, you can go the net 56 minus 26 is $30 net. That is good margins. However, the rank is a little high, and there's 3 sellers on there. So if you go to the Keepograph and you look at it, what I'm looking for is to see if it is going to sell within the next couple of months. And I'm looking at the green squiggly line, and that's the sales rank. So you can see all the drops in sales rank and where the prices have been going. So it looks like the prices have been between $70 and $100 is what the graph range is, and it looks like maybe $72 to $95 total. And the rank has been all over between about 200,000 to 1 million. But within those time periods, there's been several drops, more during Q4 than January, February, but we are getting ready to go into wedding season, which I know has more people buying shapewear when you're getting ready to go to all those weddings and you need to wear a nice dress, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and I bought 2 of these, and I'm going to kind of keep my eye out on them and see if they sell. I think they will. I've had good luck with Spanx. That's been a really good one for me. Let's grab my bras here. Next up, this bra by Calvin Klein. It's very sheer. It's like a fishnet. I'm a big fisherman. All I can see is potential for fishing here in this bra, but it's fancy, I guess. It was on clearance for $6.99. It will be a net profit of, let's see, about $10. Amazon is on the listing, but the rank is really good. 17,000 in fashion is pretty good. And I have bought and sold this one several times. So I have that going for me, as well as lots of other factors going for it. So we went ahead and grabbed that one. Playtex. Okay, this is my favorite price over at Kohl's, $4.20. Not because of the other things going on with $4.20, but because it's usually the lowest price Kohl's will ever go in a bra. So $4.20 plus the discounts. This is not a gated brand. If you are just getting new to clothing, this is the ideal thing you should be looking for. First up, it's got nobody else selling it. Second, it's got a $24 list price, which is really good. $21,000 rank, another great thing going for it. If you take out the $4.20, we'll just say $4, you're making about $12 on this. The amount of capital you're putting out to make $12 is a really, really good ratio. So if you're starting with clothes, this is what you ought to be looking for. Bras are really easy to pack. I use some air bubbles. I don't have any air bubbles laying around here, but the air packing pillows to go inside the cups. Just fold it up nicely. It takes a poly bag. Hold on, let me show you the other thing, hopefully without scanning here. Okay, see the barcode, and below that, it's got an MSRP of $42, and you're going to be selling it for half of $42. So if you wanted to not cover up the MSRP, you could, but I usually cover up the MSRP for 2 reasons. One, it's just kind of a standard practice for me. You're not really supposed to show the MSRPs with your listings, with your product. Just in a general sense. And then 2, when I'm taking off stickers, sometimes I mess up the label, and so it's nice to cover it up. So here is a blank FBA label. It's not an FBA label, a blank 30334 Dymo label, and one with a black square in it. So I like the black square one because then you can't see through it. But if you don't care that they see through it and see what's going on, then go ahead and use the white one. The black square one, all I did was I went into the Dymo program and inserted a shape. I made it square. I made the fill black, the outline black, and saved that as a label and printed it out. Because sometimes it's going to scan here, but maybe if I do like that, it won't scan it. Haha! See how they've green markered it? If you do the white label over that, sometimes it's green marker, sometimes it's another color marker. I don't really want my customer to see that, so I will go ahead and cover that up with those labels. It's just easier to cover them up, and then, you know, the customer's not going to be upset about it at all. This was $5.99. Let's see here. It's a Maidenform. Maidenform's another one that I love. So $6 basically price. And we've got $14.58 as your net. One other seller, $177 in fashion. That's not too bad either. Full-time FBA, who I love their videos. I really respect them a lot. They've done a lot of great things for the community. You should be following them as well. They have, every month, they will send or post their rank guides. And they go through and they pull all of the amount in the category and then what the top 1%, 5%, I think 10% would be. With clothes, the top, in February, this month, February of 2020, the top 1% of clothes is up to 500,000. So there you go. That's kind of my range. I want to stay within the 1%, but I also am looking at other things. You know, I tell it that I don't want any notifications, and I still get notifications. I don't know how to work my phone. Hurley. This one was not this one particularly, but there was about 6 of these that I got, and there was 3 of them that weren't supposed to be on clearance. However, they had gone a little crazy with the tag, and they had marked the tag. And when they rang me up, I didn't catch it. I caught it later in the car, so I went back into the return area, and they fixed it. And they charged me the $11.40. So Hurley is one that you will have to get ungated for. If you just check your restrictions when you're in the store, you can see whether you're restricted for something or not. And that's when you can go ahead and apply to get ungated for it. So if you wanted to apply, you would just click I clicked the middle research button, the orange research button, and then out of these, click Amazon restrictions, and it'll bring you up to the page, and then you can apply to get into it. Okay, moving on. I don't want to spend too much time talking. I am kind of talky today, though. Apologies. $6.99 at Ross. These are the little booties I have bought and sold. They're crazy. Some don't come up or aren't worth anything. But these were $6.99, so I'll be making about $9 profit off of these guys. There's only one other seller. Nobody's on Amazon. Here's the weird thing. There are 203 in sports. These socks could be in the baby section, the sports section, the clothing section. That's kind of my complaint with these types of items. So with sports, you're going to want something that's a little bit better rank, or you're going to want to test it out. I have bought and sold Jordan socks, Nike socks, baby socks, many, many times. And so I know they sell, even though these are kind of stuck in the sports section. So, you know, if you're kind of on the fence with those types of things, buy one and test it out. See how fast it sells. Or look at the Keepa graph. We can do that here. Let's see here. We'll go over to the Keepa real quick. See all those squiggles? Those squiggles mean sales. So I know going forward, I'm going to go ahead and get these. There's certain things in the reselling world that I do not like. I do not like when an item is not in the best category, especially, let's say you're gated in clothes, but you see it in sports. If they redo that listing, all of a sudden they put it into clothing instead of sports, you either need to argue with them and tell them, no, it needs to go back into sports, or you need to get ungated in clothing, or you need to recall your product and move on. So I don't like things with that. It could be a little risky for you. Okay, so this blanket dropped to $3.99. Oh, I hope you scanned the right barcode. Nope, you didn't. There we go. So this is a Carter's Cozy $3.99 blanket. This one I have bought and sold probably 20 times over the last 6 months. This is at its end of its life in Burlington, Ross, all the discount stores there. $3.99. Let's see here. I'll make about $6 off of that. And all my other units are pretty sold out. So you can see here it's going between $17 and $21. At the low end, you're still making money. If you held out and waited for everybody like me to sell out, you could probably get higher, the between $22 and $30. Somebody's even got it for $34.82. I don't know how long you'd have to hold out for that price. It might not come. But these types of blankets are really good. Sometimes, though, I do notice there was a dog one at Burlington. Really cute, blue with a little white dog. If you do a lot of scanning blankets, you'll know which one I'm talking about. And that one was really good, and then too many sellers jumped on it, and the price got tanked. And so I sold out pretty early, and then I haven't bought anymore, but I've seen a ton of them for sale. Now, I like to make 100% ROI, so when I'm looking at that blanket, I'm seeing $4. I want to make at least $4 back. With the other blanket, I think it was $6 or $7. So with that, I want to make, $6 or $7 back. If you're okay making $3 and you see 15 on the floor, so that's $3 times 15, and that's okay with you, then go for it. Everybody has different business models. These guys, Signature, this is what I'm talking about. Signature by Levi Strauss is not the same as Levi Strauss. Different brand according to Amazon. And I found lots of these. Okay, what was my price? I just folded it up. I don't see a price on here at all. Of course. Yeah, I've got absolutely no store price. It's like it fell off or something. That's not good. Oh, I remember. I took all the tags off on this pile. I only grabbed one from this pile, I think, but I took all the tags off the other night while watching TV and processed these ones. So I had just pulled this. I believe I paid $9.99. So at $9.99, I would be making $8.67, which puts me in my 80% range. For clothing, I like to look for 70% or more. And that's just my cutoff point. Trying to think where I got these. Ross. Ross is where I got these, and I've already processed all of the tags and stuff. Should have left myself a note. Usually I leave myself Post-it notes on things like that, but I did not. Now you could maybe hold out. There's one seller for $29.84. You could see how many they have, and that's in Keepa. Under settings, you can show quantity for other sellers, and that's kind of handy. So if you want to do some research on that real quick to see whether to price it at $39.95 or $29.48, you could do that. You could price it high just by clicking the $39.95, which I just did to show you. You could go ahead and click that and send it in at that point, and then make a note to go check it a little bit later to see if you need to drop down to the 29. Because if that person only has one for sale, it could be sold out by the time yours hits the warehouse. And then you've basically left $10 on the table for what? Nothing. If it's selling at $39.95. $39.95 might be a little too high. That's where looking at the graphs and such comes in handy. Union Bay. Hold on, let's see here. I wanted to show. For my shorts from Kohl's, I'm looking for pretty much $10 or less. So this one was $7.60, Union Bay. And there we go. It's got a right around a 100%, maybe 95% return rate. What did I just do? Hold on. My tags got stuck when I put it on the table. The rank, again, is a little bit high, but we are going into summer. So it's got a good brand. I have experience with this brand. Amazon is not on the listing, just a couple other sellers, and we are going into the summer months. So we could click the keep a graph again and see how it just has a couple of squiggles, but I don't expect this to be a really high seller in December and January. So I'm going to go ahead and click the 188 days and see what's going on. So it hasn't even been up for sale very long, and it had more sales in August, September at that $22 price, and then a little bit in February. In fact, let's see here if I can, I don't know if I can do it. I need a mouse, but on the computer screen, you can go zoom in and see how many sales in February there have been. So we're going to click right there. So at $22.93, the rank was 436. Okay, I want to, there we go. 144. Oh, come on. There we go. 144,000, $22.94 just a few days ago. So one sale dropped it from the, we'll say 400,000 range down to the $144,000 range. And we're going into summer, so I'm fine with that. This has got enough. I'm only getting one, not getting a whole bunch. If you were looking at this as like a wholesale type of item, your mindset might change a bit. Lee's another one. I'm going to cover up the barcode. This is what I'm looking for. $4.40. Perfect price range. I love that. Plus, I'm getting an extra 25% off on this run. That $44 Kohl's tag is sometimes a pain in the butt to get off. Every once in a while, the heat gun sometimes works. Sometimes the Scotty peeler. But here is where, I just wanted to show you, the little cover-up tags. I don't know if I can show you very well. Well, yeah, never mind. This is kind of covering up, but once I peel it off, you can kind of see that price tag through it. So I always make sure I rip out the Kohl's and the 44, and then I'm going to cover it up with the black one. I don't want them to see through and see, Kohl's tag or a $4 tag. I did receive in the fall, we got a something from Amazon. It was a game for a birthday party. My daughter wanted this one specific game, and the seller had left the Target clearance tag on it. And I almost messaged them, but I didn't know how to message them around Amazon. I didn't want Amazon's algorithms to get them in trouble, so I wound up not saying anything just for that. Okay, so these are a little on the fence. As you can see, I'm only making a couple dollars. And with I don't think my settings are correct in here. Yeah, no, it's not going to work because I was in, this is Kohl's, and so I was at, Burlington last. So 25% off, $4 would be about $3. And I got Kohl's cash back. So we're just going to plug in $3. $3, I'm going to get back about $3. Should you get this item or not? It's a quick $3. Don't get me wrong. You could price it in at $14.99 and hope that Amazon goes out of stock and that rotates the buy box to you and you make $5 on it. So this is one that I was on the fence. Do you get it? Do you not get it? When I'm at Kohl's and I'm quite on the fence and I'm like, it's not a whole lot of money. I really like to make $5 or more a product. Other factors go in, such as I'm getting Kohl's cash back. So the higher my bill is, the more cash I'm going to get back. Sometimes I have coupons that say you have to spend $100 or more. So if it's one of those and I need to spend at least $100 and I'm a little on the fence, this would put it into that place. If I have tons and tons of stuff, maybe I'm going to say no because I already got a bunch to list. Those are all factors that need to weigh into your decision. Whatever you decide, that's okay. You can make those decisions and you only have to report to yourself, right? You don't have to report to me. And you can disagree with me if you'd like. That is fine too. Okay, Haggar. Haggar, I love. I love it when it's $4, but I love $6 too. This is another one where in the bag, it's going to show that barcode through. So I put the black label over it. especially with the other labels, sometimes I can't get them off very well, so it helps hide any sort of delabeling fiasco you have. So at $6 minus your 25%, so we'll just say $5, you're getting about $5 back on this. This is one my son scanned. He was helping me scan, and in fact, I owe him a little bit of money. Although I bought him Starbucks, I think that should be payment enough right there. Starbucks is expensive when you have children. He was like, how come the fees are so high? And that is a darn good question. Look at that. Out of $36.99, Amazon's saying that there's $26.99 in fees. Something is not correct. But I'm still making money on it, and I'm hoping that perhaps just there's a glitch in the system or something. But you will find that every once in a while the wrong weight is entered in, the wrong dimensions, and Amazon will fix that. You could go in, you could make a case about this, I suppose, and try to get it cleaned up. Is it worth your time? Is it not worth your time? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just move forward with it. I'll see if I can remember to go do that. What was the other thing? Oh, I was talking to Sean. He's so fun to talk. It's nice to have Instagram friends to chit chat back and forth with. And he was asking about, there was one listing that a seller had multiple listings for that. So let's say I had these Hagger pants and I created the same thing with 3 or 4 different seller SKUs. And it's probably an accident because I don't know who or why you would want to do that. But basically, it then looked like the same seller had the item and it was just rotating the buy box between the seller's multiple listings. And that's pretty much a no-no. There is a way to clean that up or report that through the contact seller support. I have not ever done it. I just figured it's somebody who is trying to figure out the repricer like I am or something. But if you notice abuse like that, you can report it for sure. All right, iZods. This is another one that I like. I'm hoping it's not scanning. $10.99. The MSRP is $59.50. So right there, I know that the price tag on sale is about 10% of what the MSRP is. Now, the MSRP to me is always really high. Amazon's usually going to beat the MSRP. But anyhow, it's still a good ratio. So $10.99. The margins on this is $19.15. So I'm going to make about $9 off of that. This is a new one for me. I have to test this out. Cut. Gidget Fray Shorts. I have not ever done this brand. They were $7.99 at Burlington. I scanned several of them, and by several, probably 4 or 5, and only this one really showed up. Pardon me. There was 2 others that I was on the fence with, and I just decided to go with this one first and see how it does. And if it sells out really quick, great. If it doesn't, well, then I've only spent $7.99. I think they will eventually sell. It's just a matter of how fast. So $29 minus $8 is about $21 in profit. Really, really liking that. If this is a new bolo for me, I am super duper excited. We'll go over to Keepa, take a look at that. It's got some dips. It's certainly not a super fast mover, but you can see that sales rank dips down to the 300s from, 600. Let's see here if I can do that. Yeah, 295 from one. Oh, it was getting up to like 1 million, and then okay, so right there, 1,487,000, and it drops down to 605 with one sale. So that's how much sales rank can change. Anyhow, I'm kind of excited about this. It's always fun to learn new brands. I can't remember if I had to get ungated for it. There was one brand that I got ungated, auto ungate, and I can't remember if that was it or not. Lee Flex Motion, $9.99. Women's pants. I had some really good luck with women's pants this weekend. I'm liking that. Another one, $9.99, potential $13 in profit. Rank is pretty darn good, but Amazon is on the listing. They'll sell. I think they'll sell pretty good. Next up, my favorite, absolute favorite, Grey's Anatomy by Barco. I have been loving this brand, loving everything about it. These were $7.99. They've been selling. They're steady. They're not like fly off their shelves, sell 1 billion in 10 minutes type of product. But there's not really many of those products out there, right? Everybody wants to have the best winners. I am good with slow and steady, bread and butter, pay the bills, repeatable actions. It's like the lotto. I would love to win the lotto, sure, but that's not practical. So $7.99. Wow. Let's just punch that in. $17 profit, 205% ROI, $34.95 going for, 1,517 in fashion. Let's jump over to the Keep a Graph for this one. It takes a second to load. Okay. It's not got a whole lot of action. It's not got a whole lot for sale either, so I like that it doesn't have a whole lot of, okay, hold on. Let me get my words to go in a pattern that is understandable here. From January of 2019 to January of 22, there's not a whole lot of offers for sale. But if you go back and look at that data, there was a whole lot, and the sales rank was, a little bit more squiggly on the lines. So now that there is some for sale, you see a little bit more squiggles. I think that it's still a desirable product. The low point was $27. So even at $27, I will be making good money. But I think I can hold out for the $34, especially with not much competition. At the $27 mark, I still make $10. I'm liking it. I'm going with it. I see them in my, how they send you the Amazon has shipped another item emails. I see a lot of Grey's Anatomy going through on that in my sales records and stuff. I like to look through those emails. Oh, I was going to show you the tag on this, but here we go. $8.99. Let's see here. I need to make another pile. Here's another one of Women's Lee straight leg jean, black onyx. I saw a lot of jeans that were called jeggings. I'm not at Ross. What was it? Ross in Burlington. There's a lot of bamboo jeans and then jeans that were jeggings. And I don't ever find those for sale. So I got to do some research to see if that's worth my time to dive into a little bit more or not. But $8.99, that means I'll make $10 off of this one. I do have to share the buy box with Amazon. Amazon's the only one other than myself that will be selling them. And I think they will go pretty quick, especially with the Head Start program. So my Head Start program allows your inventory to become for sale before it hits the Amazon warehouse. I do find quite a bit of sales happening through that. I don't mind matching Amazon's price and just waiting for a rotation on that, especially with clothes. I don't find an issue with it. I know some people don't like to do that, and that's okay. You don't have to if you want to not do that. Flex Motion, another one of the Lee Flex Motions, and these are really kind of a cool patterny pants. They were $12.99. I got, I think, 3 pairs of that. So $12.99. Again, you're competing with Amazon, but the rank is pretty good. Gloria Vanderbilt. Love Gloria Vanderbilt. Pretty much Amanda's are the only ones that have been really good for me. This one was $8.99. The tag was actually on this thing, which is kind of a different. Usually they have a little square tag that's off the pocket. But $8.99 on these guys means about a $13 profit. No competition. Sales rank is fabulous. Went ahead and grabbed that. Now this last one, I'm going to show you, doesn't come up, and then I want to show you how I look for it elsewhere and what I'm finding. And I hope Inventory Lab comes up with a fix for this. If anybody is out there that knows anybody in Inventory Lab, tell them that this is a problem that we would like fixed. Okay, so Grey's Anatomy, pants, activewear, another favorite that I like. And they were $7.99. Hello. No items found. So, when there's no items found, but I know it's something that I typically can find, and I have tested this out. Oh, I'm not going to remember all the brands. Grey's Anatomy is the one that comes to my head the most. Let's see here. I want to say there was another one. I probably said it in a shopping video. It might have been Chaps. Okay, so then I go here and I find it. And it's got less than 2,000 sales rank. But there's just none in inventory. So there's none in inventory. It's got over 1,749 reviews. It's got 4 stars. This is something that I don't want to pass up. It's got a good listing, good picture, good title. You know, it's got a lot of good things going for it. So I'm going to go to, this was, all I did was I picked features and details. You could also click the list button, and I'm going to grab the ASIN. Okay, so I'm going to go down here, highlight, copy, go back to Inventory Lab, select, and paste. It's tedious. Certainly tedious, and I wouldn't want to do this for a ton of brands, but for something like this, I want to go ahead and do that. Now, Inventory Lab doesn't have a price. It doesn't have a price, doesn't have anything to compare it to. So I think that's something that they need to, that's the part they need to fix. Inventory Lab doesn't have any other data to grab, so that's where it's having problems. And then I switched to Be Cool Repricer, and I'm having problems with ROI calculations when a product price was 0. You got to learn to work with the computers. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of sales rank going on. I don't see, yeah, so when it was new for $30, it dropped to $1,000, and somebody else sent it in for $33.99, and it sold really quick. So it looks like it's coming in, selling pretty darn fast. Scooching over here. The price is what, between $31 and $35. If we go to 794 days, really? Huh. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back to 3 months. That was terrible looking. I might have to look at this at the computer. Okay. Sales rank history is of parent ASIN, not this specific variation. There we go. That's the key piece I was looking at. So you can see that. Sorry, my brain is catching up with the morning and everything. So you can see the sales rank bouncing around. When this one does come in for sale here, it looks like came in for $30, sold right away, $39.99, sold right away. So if we go back over here, this is where I would go high. So if my price is $7.99 and it sold really quick for $33, I'm going to go with 33 versus 30. I think it's going to sell real quick either way, so I want that extra $3 profit there. And I'm going to make $15 off this pants. So now you got to ask yourself, was all that extra work and looking at worth it or not worth it? For Grey's Anatomy, Barco pants, so worth it. For other brands that I'm finding, not worth it. But, you know, you got to go through and do... Oh my gosh, I don't know how to get the notifications off. You got to go through, and if you are having trouble with things and you think that it should be coming up, go ahead and try that out. It's worth a shot. All right, that is all I have to show you guys for today. It's now 12:30. I've got to get all this stuff listed and figure out what's for dinner. It's pretty easy Monday. Did all my shopping this weekend, so now I'm just bagging and tagging. I will be putting on something probably to listen to with my headphones. I've been liking the TED Talks a lot lately. And then I've been listening to Be Cool and pricing strategies and stuff like that, since that's my new software I've been messing around with. And I have spent more time playing with it than I ever did with my other repricer. And then, yeah, just working on some of my other goals and getting this stuff all shipped out. I did a wholesale order this morning that should be coming in probably 2 days. And that's it. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Let me know if you have anything planned for Valentine's Day. I would love to hear what your plans are. I'm still trying to come up with plans. I was thinking about cooking like some steak and lobster or something. I don't like going out to eat on Valentine's Day. It's just too crowded and too commercial out there for me. I would much rather cook a really good steak at home and perhaps some crab legs or lobster or something. And obviously I'm hungry. I need to go eat lunch because I'm just thinking about food now. So take care, guys. Have an awesome week. We'll talk to you later.